13 Ugly Men is a Tampa Bay-based philanthropic group made up of professional guys who throw unique themed party fundraisers. To date, they've donated over $1 million to local Tampa Bay charities. Their mission? To raise money for local charities through various events, parties, and entertaining planned activities. 13 Ugly Men, up next on Bayside. Good morning and welcome to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. Like I said before, we're talking about 13 ugly men. No, not really, but really. Seriously, two very good-looking men sitting here in the studio to talk to us about 13 Ugly Men. David MOYER, the president, and we have marketing director, event coordinator, man of many hats, right?
Sure, that works.
We've got Matt LOYD. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
It is a pleasure to have you here. You guys are doing great things in the Tampa Bay area. I mean, brag about yourself a little bit. Let's talk. I know I kind of alluded to it in the open as to what you do here, but let's go into detail. Give me the real dish.
Sure. Well, we've been around since the 90s. It started with 13 gentlemen who got together and are throwing parties and decided, you know, why don't we just donate it to a better cause? So it's grown over the last last 20 years here. Yeah. And we've grown and got new members. And the biggest thing that we do is create little theme parties, such as a white party or the Halloween party, and we find venues and we find charities that are of need, and we market it and have a great time doing it, and people seem to love the parties.
They are a blast, as one that has been to a few. They are a good time. You guys know how to do that. And the beautiful part about it is that, yes, you're going to benefit local charities. I love that the money, or that the focus sort of stays here in the Tampa Bay area. I think that's a beautiful part. It's a little pat on the back there.
Absolutely.
So started back in the 90s, and here you are just a few years later, right?
Yeah,
happens quick. So talk to those that haven't ever been to one of your events. Let's talk about that, because they are a good time and they're all unique, and it's just really a wonderful thing.
Yeah,
Let's talk
absolutely.
about some of those events.
Well, we try to do them quarterly, and typically the amount of people that attend the parties are over 1,000 people, so it's a big event, and typically they're themed. So we've finished our Kentucky Derby party, which had folks in the Fascinator hat and the seersuckers, and typically the local charities are impactful, or they're folks and things that are really important to us as well, of our membership, and they come in with needs. Tell me a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the events themselves, you know, one of the things I like about it is it's not necessarily an event that you'd find with other organizations where you're having a sit-down dinner, you know, and you're, right. And you know, ours is more of that, hey, let's just have a good time. Let's dance, let's enjoy the music, you know, have a couple cocktails perhaps, and just really make the most of the night for obviously a good cause. So it's different in that regard of, you know, the sit-down gala style to what we're doing.
Right, but I think that's what makes it unique and a lot of fun for a great cause at the same time. Now, I understand we've got some video footage for you at home that may be watching right now. You're looking at a clip of, just kind of gives you a feel for what 13 Ugly Men is all about. I love Party with a Purpose. Cute. So talk to me a little bit about this video. This is actual pieces of something that you've
Sure.
done in the past?
Yeah, so we've, one of these are the Children's Dream Fund photos that we have donated to in the past. The Children's Cancer Center as well. We've renovated their sport court outside. And then that check presentation was for the Southeastern Guide Dogs. So we've had a 4th of July party at Ferg's in downtown Tampa to see the fireworks. Our Halloween party was what generated the donation for the Children's Cancer Center. typically, going with our events, we try to go above and beyond. We realize that our lifeblood for our donations are people coming. So every time we have a party, we have to make it bigger and better, and we have to build upon it. So this upcoming Halloween is our 20th annual Halloween party, so that's how far along we've been coming, and this one should be the biggest. And Matt will speak a little bit more about that, but a lot of that footage that you see, I think that was DJ Fresh on there, who will be the DJ at Halloween, who's the Ray's signature DJ, so it's going to be one of our bigger ones.
So Matt,
Yes.
no pressure, right?
Oh, there's always pressure. It's a good pressure though. Like David was saying, we try to make these bigger and better, and it being the 20th annual is really kind of a big deal. And we're taking it back to Ybor City. It's something where we haven't done an event in Ybor in quite some time. And it's at the Cuban Club. So it's a really historic venue, and a really, large capacity venue. So we're looking to get as many people as possible coming out this year, more than in any other year in the past. So it's really ambitious this year, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Ambitions make things happen, and I love it. So you're wanting more people to come, you're wanting it to be bigger, and in case you at home aren't getting it, it's a hint. Right? Get out, get involved in your community. This is a great way to do it and have a blast doing it. So the Halloween party, give me the digs. Okay, you said it's at the Cuban Club. Talk to me about when it is, times, how do I go, ticket pricing.
Sure. It's
what am
gonna
I
be
wearing?
Friday, October 27th. Again, the Cuban Club right there in Ybor City. Tickets are on sale. 13uglymen.com. You can get the tickets right there. Also, VIP tables and suites are available as well. Tickets, I think right now we've got a promo code going on, so you can go on the website and find that out for ticket prices. But they're, what do we do, like $30 and $40, somewhere in that range?
They're $30 and $40, and it'll be $50 at the door if you hold off and wait. The other big thing that we've found this year was Guavaween isn't happening, which is typically has been going on for 30 plus years.
Right.
And has been at the Cuban Club, so we naturally kind of are putting our stamp on being really the only Halloween party in Tampa Bay to go to.
Yeah, so you're going to want to go. How you do that? Through that website you're looking at right now on your screen, 13uglymen.com. You're going to log on, you're going to get your ticket. I advise you to do it now. They're cheaper than at the door. Maybe they sell out. Go do that now. We're taking a break. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. I've been speaking with David Moyer and Matt Lloyd all about 13 Ugly Men and their fantastic Halloween party that is coming up here on the 27th of October. If you don't have any plans, perhaps you would like to have something to do that night, I encourage you, go do this. And it all benefits charities here in the Tampa Bay area. Speaking of which, what charities is this Halloween party benefiting this year?
This party is going to benefit Redefining Refuge. They are really keen in this location. It's in regarding to sex trafficking, awareness, helping anybody who's fallen victim to that process, and it's really interesting of how that's a big deal here, not only in the U.S., Florida, but specifically the Tampa Bay Clearwater Metro.
It's shocking, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Never would have thought that until kind of following up and reading their application and going through their website and their details. And I'd encourage anybody who's listening to actually check out Redefining Refuge. They have a fact sheet in regards to what they do and how many people are impacted.
It is incredible. It really is shocking when you start to dive into that at all. So it goes to benefit that. What a wonderful charity. Good for you. Let's talk about some of the charities that past events have sponsored.
Sure. Well, we're just getting off the heels of our 80s party.
Yeah.
And that benefited High Risk Hope, which is high risk pregnancies. So if they're, this is something that's been a little bit more aware nowadays. As we're starting to get a little older. We're noticing our friends having children, and sometimes they have difficulty, especially if they're having it maybe at a higher age. And so what this charity does is they come and give support and stop by, so obviously you have the hospitals that are already giving support. It's another organization that has started because of an individual who's gone through this and trying to touch as many families as possible. So they haven't heard this yet, but we're going to be donating $13,000 based on the success of the 80s party for them.
Fantastic.
Yep.
That is great. So raising big money for so important, relevant charities. This is just a small taste of what 13 Ugly Men has been able to do in the 20-something years that they've been around. And you can be part of that by getting your tickets to this Halloween party that Matt has been planning. Right? How do you like that, Matt?
It's great. Not me.
Helping to put
we do
together.
have the whole team working at it. I mean,
Yes.
David works harder than anybody on this. But yeah, it's going to be a great time. Again, Friday, October 27th. The tickets are available at 13uglymen.com. And as you mentioned, a great benefiting charity of Redefining Refuge. And then we, look towards the future and what's next, and planning more events.
Wow, and I'm sure that is like you said, for a year.
At
right?
least, yeah. We're always trying to find new concepts that's relevant. Last year we did our first annual Ugly Sweater Party, which we've kind of replaced from, we used to do New Year's Eve, and we kind of got away from New Year's Eve for a little bit. So that was a new concept that we put at Franklin Manor that we may evaluate doing again, or maybe we just get back into New Year's business and do something of that nature.
Got to get past Halloween first, though, right?
That's right. That's
For
right.
sure, for sure. So how do you pick which charity? There's so many wonderful charities out there. Wow, that in and of itself is a decision.
Sure. Well, we are a charity, first off. So we're all volunteers. So, we all wear our hats during the day in our business world. And what we have on our website is a grant application, and we have a committee of our members that focus on reviewing the charities, reviewing their budget, making sure that the donations that we have are tangible.
And you're looking at that website for you at home. You're looking at the website right now. That's 13uglymen.com. Don't worry. Everything that Matt, Dave, and I speak about today will be on this website. So all your questions will be answered there if you still have some come the end of the show. And of course, we'll have a link for you on our website as well. That's 13uglymen.com or cw44.com. Both pretty easy to remember. So you have a panel that's specifically what they look at and try and figure out.
The charities will contact us with a request. We'll contact them with what the request is and how they're budgeted, and make sure that if we do donate $13,000 or $25,000 or whatever the number is, that we can see it through. And so if it's a hospital wing like St. Joseph's Children's Hospital that needed a specific room renovated, we were able to do that. And so we really are looking for things that are tangible and that will help long-term and short-term.
So David, I've got a big question for you. Do you have a charity that's really stands out for you personally? Or is that just so hard to even?
Well, the last one, the High Risk Hope, was because I have friends and we have members that have lost children in high-risk pregnancies. So I've seen that. But personally, I am a dog lover. I have 4 dogs, and so I want to do something for the animals, Rescue Shelter, Humane Society, or the Animal Coalition of Tampa. I would like to see ourselves doing that, but it is a group decision, so I could only steer it and push it. And but that's one that I'd love to be involved in.
Fantastic. How about you, Matt?
There are so many great causes out there, and it's really tough to pick one or say, hey, I like getting involved in this one more than the other. Like Redefining Refuge, for instance, with the sex trafficking. Like, I had no idea it was such a huge issue in the area. But now that I know that, I'm so glad that it's going to be our benefiting charity for the Halloween party. So, as time goes on, you find more and more great causes, and there's, I wish we could, help them all. But as far as the favor goes, not really. I think they're all great.
You know, I'm glad that you even said that, because a lot of people may not even realize until they're hearing it for the first time this morning on Bayside, even knowing that that's an issue here, or not even knowing that there's a resource or a charity out there that's recognizing that. All right, so there's the website right there, 13uglymen.com. That's where you're gonna get your tickets, because you're gonna do that, and you're gonna do that now, right? Because we're taking a little break. So go get your Halloween party tickets while we take this break. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Bayside. I'm your host, Shelly Sanders. I've been speaking with Dave and Matt all about 13 Ugly Men, coming from two very handsome men, so it's kind of ironic, isn't it? All right, so, you know, a lot of people think 13 Ugly Men, those that have heard of you, 13 Ugly Men, oh my God, they put great parties on, oh, the best event, and you do a phenomenal job at that. I think it's surprising to realize that it goes beyond that. You're not just event planners. I mean, you guys are a charity, a 501c3. Now, what does that mean for you at home? Well, when you buy your ticket, and I'm assuming you already have during the break for the Halloween party, I'm not an accountant. However, talk to yours, because a portion of your ticket sale or ticket price could be tax deductible. That's huge. So not only are you a charity doing amazing things, fun time, big things, but you're doing it for other charities, which is a beautiful, very unselfish thing. And you work on volunteer hours, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We are all volunteers, and we're doing all of this on our own time and effort.
Sure.
Absolutely, we're here full time, really trying to make a better piece for Tampa Bay.
Right. Well, the point in saying that is that if they're volunteering their time, in other words, your ticket, the price for your ticket is going to benefit others. It's not going to pay for a staffing service.
Absolutely. And our Halloween party, I hate to pin Matt on this, but it typically generates $25,000. So that's what our expectations are for the success, and that will go directly to Redefining Refuge.
That's fantastic.
So like any other Halloween party that you could go to, or any other party for that matter, this one has a strictly beneficial going to charity, while others are just a bar and a party.
Sure. So 100% of the proceeds going to benefit Redefining Refuge. What a beautiful, beautiful thing. So let's talk about, maybe there are business owners out there that are thinking, you know, do you have a sponsorship opportunity? Because I would really like to be a part of this. Talk to me about that.
Well, that's something that's we always are looking to have people and companies get involved with. You know, we've got so many great companies in the area here, and so many great businesses and leaders that, of course, you know, there's always opportunities to be a title sponsor, a presenting sponsor, a wristband sponsor, a cup sponsor. You know, we can do.
If you want
all
to
these
sponsor,
things.
you'll figure out
Absolutely, absolutely.
a way.
Yeah, and it's really nice too, because, you know, if you are a sponsor, you know, the photos, the memories, they all kind of live in perpetuity. They all live and breathe on the web forever. So you're kind of getting a lot of value out of that, and of course you're helping a good cause, and you know, you get to come out that night and really have a good time. So
Now I know it's closed, it's only about a month away, but are you still accepting sponsorships for the Halloween party?
Absolutely. And you know, I think what's the other good aspect of it is you could certainly donate to any charity, and it goes directly. If you were already planning on helping Redefining Refuge, you can have an immediate way to do it through our organization, and you'll get the benefit of our exposure, which we're obviously marketing through social media. We have over 10,000 followers. We have a 40,000 people database email blast. So you are going to get that exposure and still get the benefit of the donation,
Sure.
and actually be able to enjoy the party. So we have a lot to offer in the sponsorships, as well as just the day-to-day event.
I love it. So a perfect way, in case you're on the fence and you're thinking maybe you want to sponsor it, but you're not sure, you're not familiar with their events, well then get a ticket. Go to the Halloween party, check it out, and you can do that by logging onto their website, 13uglymen.com. Oh, look at that. You're looking at it right there, 13uglymen.com. You can get your ticket, go experience it, see firsthand what it's like, and then sponsor the next event. I mean, these guys are constantly putting events on 4 times or more a year. This one is definitely going to be a good time, and it goes to benefit Redefining Refuge. What a beautiful thing. All right, big things going on here in the Tampa Bay area. Log on to the website or our CW44.com. We'll have a link for you there. Don't go anywhere. Coming back after this to wrap up this week's edition of Bayside. As always, I want to thank you at home for joining us this week on Bayside. And David, Matt, it's a pleasure having you here. I wish you best of luck with this Halloween party. I'm sure it's going to be a blast for you at home. Log on to 13uglymen.com. Get your tickets now. They go up at the door, and who knows, they may sell out. All right, I'm Shelley Sanders. We'll see you next week on Bayside.